Hey guys, Foxdrop here. Today I want to do a video talking about the stuff that I learnt when I got coached by LS. Now first things first, before we get on with anything, I'm just going to take a quick sip of my cup of tea. So if you guys don't know, a few weeks ago I got coached by someone called LS. If you don't know who LS is, he's currently a caster for the English stream of the Korean LCS, the LCK. He's previously worked as an analyst for several pro teams, and he does coaching as well on the side, which is what he did with me. He coached me from a jungle perspective, so I did 2 games with him, and both of them were in the jungle, so this will apply mostly to junglers, but it can apply to different laners as well. The first thing that he taught me that I found really useful was that he actually gave me the confidence that I can actually achieve my goals, which is to get to master tier. Like LS being a coach, a very handsome coach at that, but that's beside the point. So LS as a coach has seen dozens of players just like me. So to him, I'm just another statistic. And that may sound a little like cold to say, but it's actually pretty good because at the end of the day, it helps him kind of see my progress as a player and like my position as a player without the kind of personal bias that me myself would have when looking at my own play. Because when I'm looking at my own play, when you're looking at your own play, you're the hero of your own story. So it's hard for you to kind of see outside your own personal bias. So for him to say to me like, oh yeah, you can get master tier if you just work on it, then for me that was like really helpful. Like just to know that I can achieve my goals if I put in the work to achieve them. That in itself was really helpful, really beneficial to me. The second thing that he taught me was that when playing from behind, if I feel useless and weak and shit, it's not too bad. Like in the past, whenever I was feeling really weak and stuff, I would just be like, oh my goodness, like how do I play this game? I can't do anything, I'm so useless. It kind of taught me that I don't necessarily have to be the hero in every single game. Like I can play from behind, I can feel useless, but I can still be useful. Like that feeling of uselessness is nothing more than a feeling, you know, I'm not actually as useless as I feel. That really sounds crap. I'm gonna take another swig of tea. Alright, a bit better. Third thing I learned from LS was when to get a sweeper and when to stick to my warding trinket. Essentially, what I learned is that if I'm behind, then having a warden totem is really useful because you can still spot out the enemy team. And when you're ahead or when you're not behind, then sweeper is really useful because it allows you to make more plays. Sweeping enemy vision, getting rid of the enemy vision, denies them information, and it means they make worse decisions because they don't have the information to base smart decisions off of. Essentially, just think of it like if you're really far behind, it's more valuable for you to see where the enemy team is than for you to stop them seeing you. Like they know where you are, you're in your base, so you don't really need to deny vision in that situation. Fourth point, and this is probably the biggest thing that I learned, was that as a jungler, you always need to know what your laners are up to. So that means whenever you're clearing the jungle and just killing the jungle monsters, don't just stare at them intently as if they're going to run away or do something crazy like that. No, instead, use your time to check on the lanes and just look at the lanes and see what's going on, see the position of the lanes, see how the laners are trading. Essentially, the more information you have about how the lanes are going, the better decisions you can make about where to gank, when not to gank, when to farm, when to invade, counter ganking, that kind of thing. Fifth point I learned, when someone dies, take a look at their dead body and try and see what happened. For example, you might find out if they got ganked, you'll find out if they're stupid and died 1v1 and didn't even scratch the enemy laner. You'll find out if they're not quite as stupid and actually they went toe to toe and it was a really close fight. So maybe that is a lane that you can help in the future. You'll see maybe like what summoners are up, what summoners are down, that kind of thing as well. Essentially, again, it's all about information, and the more information you have, the better plays you can make. Number 6, penultimate point here, ping more frequently. Specifically when you're pinging as well, you want to ping when you're on your way for a gank. Just spam that on your way ping so your teammates move. Way too many times my teammates just sit there and fiddle with their Todger while I'm swinging into the lanes setting up for a gank. Spam pinging really helps wake them up so they can help you in that gank. On top of that as well, you want to be pinging out the location of the enemy jungler when you know where he is. If your team knows what side of the map the enemy jungler is, and that information helps them as well. And as a little side note here as well, don't use your pings to BM people. I personally wasn't really someone who would do this, but you know, spamming the question mark ping when someone dies solo doesn't really achieve too much. And the last point that LS helped me to understand is that as the jungler, I don't need to hard carry my games every single game. My role as a jungler isn't to just like run around the lanes and get as fed as possible. My role as a jungler is to make it so that throughout the lane phase, I set up the game in such a way that my teammates can carry the game. I know it sounds like a terrible recipe for disaster, setting up your teammates so that they can carry, but oh my goodness, your teammates are always terrible, they're all boosted, they're not going to carry you, they all suck. Well, statistically speaking, my teammates are just as good League of Legends players as I am, so generally speaking, setting them up to carry, if I put them in that position, they will probably carry the game. I mean, ultimately, there's no reason why they wouldn't be able to carry the game, because they're up against the same quality of players as you have on your team. So essentially, if you're saying that your team can't carry, you're saying that the enemy team can carry. And considering the enemy team is composed of players taken from the same player pool as your allies, then there's something wrong with that statement. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, boys and girls. Getting coached was interesting. It's not something I've had happen before. And as someone in my position where my whole, YouTube and Twitch is kind of about teaching people and being educational, is weird to feel like a student again. But no, it was good because I want to improve and I really want to get Master Tier this season. So it was nice. Anyway, boys and girls, thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to go check out LS on his stream if you want to watch him there. Most importantly, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Just punched my mic. Well, I shouldered it really. It wasn't really a punch. I punched my brother this morning, actually. I punched Fi. We were moving a beanbag and it slipped and I clocked him around the eye. Yeah, that was interesting. It was a good connection as well. I felt it and I heard it too. Yeah, it was a good one. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you in my next